What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today, we're going to be talking about some cul-de-sac drama coming from Virginia, Chesapeake, Virginia. And as a matter of fact, the people that are involved with this, I grew up with them. I knew them. I didn't hang out with them too much, especially the girl in this story, because I didn't like her. Never did, man. I didn't like her mentality. She always seemed like she was too good for everybody else. And that's how it was with a lot of people from this school. That's why half of them I robbed, cheated on them, and all kinds of stuff. You know, because I came from an area called Indian River, and I still had a lot of friends I was hanging out with out there. And they were nothing like these people, man. My old friends, they ain't have no money just like I did. They were trying to get rich or die trying, right? These individuals that I partied with, they were already rich or their family had money. Little spoiled brats, if you were to ask me, a lot of them. But another homeboy that I grew up with and I still keep in contact with to this day, old Jeff, shout out to you, bro. He brought this story to my attention, so I'm going to bring it to you. It's a sick one, ladies and gentlemen. If you live in the cul-de-sac, man, you better start locking your doors because you never know. It says a 37-year-old Virginia mother, keep in mind, I'll be 37 here in about a week. Yeah, that's right. Getting up there in them ranks, baby. But that's besides the point. This 37-year-old mother was arrested for allegedly sexually abusing twin brothers next door, maintaining months-long illicit relationship after her husband caught her topless with the teen neighbors. Treacherous, right, man? I'm hearing more and more of these stories every day. Ladies, I know them high school kids are built different these days, but you can't fall in love with them after watching them cut the grass for 2 years. Oh, man, this is crazy. Ashley Watts, picture that. Ashley Watts had allegedly maintained a sexual relationship with one of the 15-year-olds since June 2022. And something else, her husband, I've chilled with before in the past, man. He seemed like a good guy, man. I remember he used to drive a pretty cool Jeep, I think. Hopefully I remember correctly, man. But shout out to you, bro. You shouldn't have to be dealing with this stuff. You should have left this girl a long time ago. You can find way better, bro. And look, don't ever, just because it's your old lady, you probably been with her since high school or whatever, man. Don't ever think that shit will work out, man. You need to leave that puppy immediately. In a subsequent interview, Watts' husband told investigators that he woke up around 2 a.m. on February 17th to find his wife wasn't in bed. When he checked downstairs, he found her topless and laying on her couch with the child pretending to be asleep. That's what we call back in the backwoods old playing possum. As a matter of fact, I seen someone playing possum at a house party, and dude knew that he wasn't asleep and rocked him right to sleep. He didn't wake up. I never forget that one, man. But it goes on to say that Watts, who has a son about the same age as the twins, had a very close relationship with the neighbors and kept an open door policy per the documents. Open door policy meaning, you know, the kids' friends are kind of close, so they'll walk into each other's house anytime to hang out and play. 15 years old, keep in mind, right? And Mr. Watts has a son close to their age, so that's why everybody was so comfortable. And not to mention, all these people grew up from high school, right? The neighbor that has the twin sons is like best friends or close friends with the person, Miss Watts, that's sleeping with her kids. Picture that, your friend or something from a long time, you know, and watches the kids grow up, probably came to the baby shower, all that good stuff. Ends up later on having indecent relationships with your kids. That would definitely make me say I trust nobody. This is the ragtag jank right here, man. Looking rough, girl. 15-year-old guys fell for some weak snapper. It says Ashley Watts, 37, of Chesapeake, Virginia, was arrested on August 17th on 3 counts of indecency with a minor for carrying on illicit sexual contact with the 15-year-old twin boys for months. The teen reportedly told his parents that he went to the Watts home to smoke marijuana and chilled and happened to fall asleep on the couch. Why is she topless on the couch for? Probably because they just started cranking up, right? 2 a.m., they were getting ready for the old 3 a.m. waking. But he denied that there had been any sexual activity between them. Okay, Of course he's going to deny it. Everybody's going to deny it, especially if you're falling in love with that jank. You don't want to get her in trouble. It says later the teen told his father that he had sex with Watts multiple times per the complaint. That's what's up, bro. You better tell your pops what's going on. The 15-year-old confided in a neighbor and said that he and Watts were in love. Per the documents, when he turned 17, he said Watts intended to leave her husband and marry him. How dare you want to leave old Mr. Watts? He's a good guy, man. I'm just playing. I don't really know him, man. I just seen him around town when I was younger, man. Some parties and stuff. But according to a criminal complaint, police were called to the family street for a physical altercation between Watts and the twins' mother. And, you know, the twins' mother, I knew her as well. But it says the teen ran out of the house when they seen him going through the scuffle or whatever, tackled his mother to the ground and choked her. Just imagine the powers of that snapper, man, for him to come out, tackle his own mom and strangle her. Police wrote that they charged a minor with strangulation, though the current status of the charge is unclear. Usually, you know, minors, if the mother ain't gonna press charges, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be dropped. Now, I'm assuming that. I can't really remember so much about the juvenile stuff, never been through a situation like that, but I have been in situations where when you're an adult and let's say you were accused of doing something and the person comes to the courtroom and says, no, he didn't do it and I'm not pressing charges, it doesn't matter. The Commonwealth of Virginia is going to pick it up and the prosecutor's going to try to smoke your boots regardless if there's a victim there or not. Sometimes, you know, well, most of the time, if there's no victim claiming that he did anything and didn't want any charges pressed, unless they had physical evidence through like a camera or other witnesses, then they'll drop it, you know. But really, all they need is a witness's testimony and a little bit of shake and bake, and they'll get a conviction. I've seen it. It happened to me. So, yeah. I think him being a juvie, though, is going to save him a bit with that strangulation charge. You don't want that on your record either. On or around that day, police said the teen's parents reported him missing. So he probably got into the scuffle in the cul-de-sac, just choked his mom out and dipped off into the woods, because I know there's a lot of woods in that area. I don't know, I'm just guessing, man. But he dipped off, he becomes a runaway. His whole life is falling apart all around him. But guess what? He still has old Ashley Watts to go to in case of emergency. You know why? Because he obviously has the power here now. You know, sometimes the victim, you know, doesn't want charges pressed, but he knows that what he has in his mind, what he can say to the police could get her hemmed up, go straight to the penitentiary. So if this 15-year-old, keep in mind, 15 ain't that young, man. I was doing devious acts when I was 15, right? And I was getting smart about it. So who knows what this kid's mental mindset is, but he could be using it to his advantage to say, look, I need you. You're the only one I got. I'm not going to say nothing. And he knows she might be babying him and sucking up to him just to make sure that he never says nothing, you know, and becoming that person to lean on in these crazy times. It's already went too deep, right? I don't know. I'm just assuming how things can happen, because later on, it says on July 26, police allegedly found him in Watts' home about 20 days later after they removed a witness in an upstairs bedroom and spotted him hiding in a crawl space, wearing only his boxers. Damn, come get me's. When asked for his identification, he reportedly handed police his learner's permit. Yeah, that's embarrassing, huh? Yeah, this is my library card, sir. I swear it's me. I know I've grown a bit. Unreal. But hold on, let me reread this a second. It says, they found him in Watts' home about 20 days later, and they removed a mattress in an upstairs bedroom. What did I say, a witness? I might have misread that, but hiding and ducking, bobbing, and weaving under Mr. Watts' guest bedroom mattress, if I were to guess. But where is the husband in all this, man? They must have had a super open house, right? Me, I know instantly if someone came in, walked around, and chilled for a little bit of time, man, that they shouldn't be chilling for. I would never have an open door policy with nobody, man. I don't care if my daughters have best friends with the neighbor's daughters, right? You ain't just walking up in my crib. What if I'm butt naked and she sees everything, right? And then now I'm in trouble. Not to mention the neighbors ain't going to be able to inform you if someone comes in your house because they see people coming in and out 24/7 without even knocking, right? They're all friends. They think everything's cool. They ain't going to say nothing about nothing. It says before allowing officers to enter the house, per documents, Watts made them wait till she put on a bra and took her dogs outside. to relieve themselves. Who wrote this, man? This is unreal. Watts was charged that day with contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The Smitten brothers' twin. I've always laughed at that word, smitten. The Smitten brothers' twin told police that Watts also touched him inappropriately, gave him pairs of her panties. Dirty, stinking ass panties probably too, man. Them things crusty as hell. And would invite him into her house to smoke old Mary Jane. Man, look, I understand Virginia legalized that money, but it doesn't mean you smoke it with all the neighbors and their kids. Come on now, Miss Watts. But I want y'all to look at something right here, okay? You see this building? This building right here is where it all started for me. This is Chesapeake Juvenile Domestic Relations District Court in Virginia. I was probably 12 years old when I first went here, and it was for throwing an apple that was loaded with AA batteries. I would smush up the apple without breaking the skin, and I would shove AA batteries into them and throw them out the the bus window, school bus window at oncoming traffic. Yeah. One time I ripped the whole freaking back cushion or some kind of cushion, front or back, can't remember, out the seat of the bus and threw the whole thing out. You know, I never remember names, but I remember the bus driver's name. His name was Mr. Newton. Old black guy, man. We used to mess with him every time we go to the railroad tracks. We would blow this wooden train whistle, and he would sit there for like 20 minutes thinking a train's coming. Every time, too, man. I think this guy was a little... losing it, senile, or what do you call that? You know, when you start getting old and you just don't work right. And a few times, man, he came back there, looked like he was gonna smack all of us, right? So, yeah, that school bus ride was always treacherous. Not to mention, check this out: the one time I got caught throwing these apples out the window, I happened to hit the vehicle of my next door neighbor. Out of everybody in that whole city, it happened to have been literally my next door neighbor at my parents' house, the first house to the left of us. I mean, I used to play with his son. I remember I hit a baseball and it went through their living room window. So now, I'm throwing apples out of the school bus and it went through their car window, not knowing it's them. I had no idea until homeboy turned around, followed the school bus. They checked the cameras and seen everything. And that was that, man. That started my criminal history in juvenile domestic relations. I went there, had to do like 90 hours community service, and I was put on probation. After that, man, it just went downhill. I kept going back and forth, violating probation. Then sooner or later, me and my buddy got caught breaking into a house and stealing cash, and that's what sent me to TDH, Tidewater Detention Home, okay, juvie jail. He didn't go, course, but I did because I already had quite a rap sheet. So this building brings back some horrible memories. But it goes on to say that both the twins' parents and Watts' husband filed protective orders against the woman, according to reported by local outlet Wavy TV 10 on your side. That's right. It says large amounts of cash, a prepaid cell phone, and marijuana were found stashed in the home when Watts was arrested. Per the husband's protective order, she is next due in court October 24th and is awaiting trial while out on bond. Watts faces up to 30 years in prison if convicted. I hope she gets every last drop of it. See, some people are like, Death, man, you're a convict, man, you're in prison, man. Why do you care for these people to get hemmed up for so much time? It's because, look, I might have done dirt, but these sickos, man, they need to get hemmed up. I wasn't doing no sick activities like this. I was just trying to get some reefer money and party money. You know what I mean? I don't agree with the crime whatsoever, man. There's a certain level of morality here. And once you break that, all that damn thick smoke should be coming your way, man. Every last drop of it. There is some people, especially if you go to prison and see the individuals in there, you'll realize that they absolutely deserve to be there. They should never hit the streets again. They're a straight up monster. And to me, this girl sleeping with her friend's twin son, probably, like I said, knew them ever since they were born, since she knew the girl since high school, and then they got a house in the same court. Come on, man, that is just pure sickening. Watts and her attorney, Hugh Black III, man, old Black. That's a popular name, man, out there in the whole attorney side of things in Chesapeake. But he ain't gonna be able to save you from this, man. I'm sorry. No matter how much money you pump into those attorneys, sometimes there ain't no ducking it. But that's the crazy bit of drama from kind of my hometown area, or at least for a few years it was. And I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm happy that they found out that this was going on, and I truly hope that she gets smoked from here to Kingdom Come. That's just me, though. And my prayers go out to Mr. Watts and the neighbor, that had the mother, that got strangled by her own kid behind all this stuff. My heart really goes out to you, man. But all y'all should learn something from this. Don't have no open door policies. Don't be smoking reefer with the 15-year-old neighbor. I know that someone probably did that with you when you were in high school. Trust me. That's how it was. You know how many houses I went to growing up where the parents were openly giving alcohol and marijuana to us? A bunch. Okay, so just because you did stuff when you're little like that doesn't mean you go off and do it, because now people are holding that shit against individuals, and you'll see the penitentiary real quick. But I'm gonna wrap it up right there. I was actually gonna do some recent prison homicides until this story came to my attention yesterday, so be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Not just homicides, but crazy prison news. I haven't done something like that in a while, and y'all know I like to change things up a bit. But another shout out to the board. As you can see, I threw the one palm tree in there. Let me get a close-up view for y'all. I get so precise that I use this little light to do my stuff. And yeah, I'm always in my sweats, man. I'm kind of institutionalized. Keep in mind, this is wood. 6-foot piece of wood. And it's going to be beautiful when it's epoxy, man. Look at that, y'all. Let me get this chair out of the way. Got the palm tree going. I think I'm going to do something down here. It might be a little too much black, but it is good contrast, compared to the rest of the stuff. The camera actually doesn't make this look too blended. It kind of looks separate, but if you were seeing it in person, it is blended nicely. You got the sun there. It's going to be another palm tree right here, and it's going to be 2 surfers, or maybe a group of surfers. I'm not sure. Either way, this one might already be gone. I'm not sure. Someone just hit me up from Australia saying he wants a board, and he might want that one. The light shimmering on it makes it look weird, but don't mind that. When it's done, y'all are going to see it's going to be beautiful. Shining like a diamond. And keep in mind, I'll have my artwork page listed and linked in the comment section below. You can follow it. You can favorite it. You can hit me a message if you want something custom done, even though I don't do too many custom boards. If it's within, the type of art that I'm doing beach art here, okay? Don't ask me to cut out a board and put a predator head on it, okay? That's just not what I do. Every piece that I do, I try to add to my portfolio and keep the same theme. I was doing personal and custom boards for people back in the day, but not no more. I'm doing only strictly what I want to do. If you want it, then you can buy it. In the meantime, hopefully you enjoyed today's little juicy episode. And stay tuned. I got, as always, plenty more content coming your way.